Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day of Essay Daily online Blast in the Past segment. I'm your host, Ryan Winter, and it is April 14th. Due to the current COVID 19 situation, we at Essay Daily would like to dedicate this segment to the plague. On the other line is our special guest for the morning, Dr. Rick from Sarita's Immunology Department. Dr. Rick, thank you for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, Doctor, what exactly is the history behind this deadly disease?
So, there have been a couple plague pandemics in history, but the most well known one occurred in the 1300s. This one in particular is coined the Black Death, and it killed an estimated 75 to 200 million people.
Wow, Doctor, that sure is a lot of people.
Yes, it is. To put it in a better perspective, that is 23 to 61% of the US's population. This disease mostly impacted Europe, Africa, and Asia, but it began in Asia and quickly spread to the other two continents via rats on ships. The pathogen that caused this is a bacteria called Yersinia pestis, which infected fleas that lived on those rats. A single bite from the flea could transfer the virus to people, causing the plague. Now, the virus could cause three types of disease. The first is the bubonic version, where the bacteria infects and causes swelling in your lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are small glands throughout your body. Uh, they're primarily used for the body's immune defense. The next disease is the septicemic plague, which is when the bacteria enters the blood. The last and the most lethal out of all three is the pneumonic version, which is when the bacteria targets the lungs. This version gave the virus the ability to transfer from human to human simply through a cough. This form, as well as tick bites, which more commonly cause the bubonic form over the septicemic form, caused the rapid spread throughout the three continents.
Okay, wow, I didn't know that there were three versions. Uh, so I have a question. Well, I have two. The first one is, what are the symptoms of all three of these versions? And my second question is, why is the pneumonic the most deadly out of all three?
Sure, I can go into the symptoms, but before I do, I just want to say that if anyone is experiencing these symptoms, please seek medical attention. While there are less than 20 cases of the plague yearly in the US, there is always a chance that you may have it, especially here in Arizona where, there's rodents like prairie dogs out in the desert. Every day you wait without using antibiotics can reduce your chances of survival. I guess now I'll go into the symptoms. So, for the bubonic plague, the main symptom is first and foremost the inflamed lymph nodes. They are very noticeable protrusions of the skin, whose circumference ranges from the circumference of a quarter to an egg. So, it's very, very noticeable. Other symptoms include sudden onset of fevers and chills, headaches, fatigue, and muscle ache. For the septicemic plague, the symptoms include shock, fever, weakness, diarrhea, bleeding from the nose and mouth, and the characteristic blackening and death of your fingers, toes, and nose, also known as gangrene. The pneumonic plague does not have any unique symptoms like the first two, um, and its symptoms include coughing up blood, difficulty breathing, nausea, fever, headache, and chest pain. Now, on to your second question. The answer is simply just because in that form, the bacteria is attacking a vital organ. Unlike the other two, if you don't treat the pneumonic bacteria with antibiotics within 1 to 2 days, there is a high probability that death will follow.
Well, all right. Thank you, Doctor, for going over this history and going over this insightful information.
Thanks again for having me.
That concludes our Blast in the Past segment. See you guys tomorrow.